Hello everybody, welcome back. If you're new here, my name is Annette. This is Oscar. Oscar, hi. I am sitting by the water and I'm not in my parents' backyard because when I filmed the intro to this video, I was not actually recording. So this is me from the future relative to the video that I'm going to show you. This video is going to be one of the sort where you see that boating is not just fun days on the lake. In this video, I'm going to take you on a little journey to the road inspection office. We will see if the trailer is good to go. And then I'm going to do one of my least favorite things in boat restoration, or at least in the restoration process of this specific boat, which is replacing a window. Both of these things are not necessarily fun. And doing the window, I wanted to cuss out my boat. I didn't. I somehow powered through it, but it was insanely frustrating. It took me so long. So that's what you're going to get to see in this video. A lot of frustration, but it's going to pay off because here I am from the future, telling you that I wouldn't be sitting here at the water if it all didn't go well. So that's just a little spoiler. Okay, let's just jump right into it and you will see me in this specific spot in a later video. What I'm attempting now, I don't know if there's any hope in this, but I am trying to use a bike pump on my tires, because that's the only way that I can fix them here. If that doesn't work, we just have to stop at a gas station on our way to the car inspection. Let's see if anything happens. No. Okay. Oscar? Hi. Okay, I got it on now for real and it's showing something. The tires need roughly around 2 bars and right now we're just below 2 bars, so I'm gonna try and get that up there to 2 in a little bit. Wow, this is really happening. I cannot believe that I'm pumping air into tires of a trailer with a bike pump, but it's working, so I'm gonna keep going. Okay, so this went surprisingly easy and quick. Usually I put in this panel when somebody helps me, and I just wanted to come back to the comment that I made earlier that I like to do things by myself, which doesn't mean that asking for help is wrong. What I want to show in my channel is that we can do more things than we think maybe that we can do. So that's the place that I was coming from. I absolutely think that you should be able to ask for help if you really need help. At the same time, I think that I have the same 2 hands that my dad or somebody else has, and the same 2 eyes, and you know, I have a head on my shoulders. So I feel like unless you need special training, just give it a try, and then, you know, maybe it'll work out, maybe it won't, and then you can still ask for help then. Case in point, I need to raise the propeller a little bit so that I can push the thing, whatever it's called, in a little more, and this might be something that I can't do by myself because the propeller is really heavy. I might need 2 hands just to hold up the propeller, and then I would need a 3rd hand to tighten the screw, but let's just give it a try and see what happens, and if it doesn't work, I'm gonna ask my dad to help me. Okay,
Da hinten dann auch.
Okay, good news is that we got through the inspection, however not without a little problem, which is just that there's one nut that's missing on the trailer, and I have no idea how they could have just come off, because I guess that's the point of nuts, that they shouldn't just unwind and come off. I don't know, but it happened. So now we're at a car shop. My dad is talking to the dudes. We literally just need one nut and then we're allowed to drive home. Okay, the nut is secured, I guess. It's screwed on. We got through the inspection, everything is fine. I am so relieved. I can go home now and decide whether I still have enough energy and whether I still want to fix the window. But we will see when we're home. I am back in the basement of my parents. If you watch my video on how I made the cushions for my boat, then you will remember this room and possibly this weird picture that my parents inherited of a bunch of naked baby angels dancing around a tree. You know, as you do. Okay, now that the inspection is done, we can move on to even less fun things, which is, if you followed me working on my boat for a little while, then you've seen that I've had ups and downs. But I think the least fun thing that I've ever done while working on the boat was putting in the windows. Thinking about how I have to take out a window that is right now in there and then I have to put it back in later. Not fun, but you know, I'm trying to stay positive and just deal with it. The reason why I've been looking into this box of boat stuff. We're gonna need this little friend, and I think that's it. Technically, that's all that we should need. I've got a little bit of this left. This is the rubber seal that you put around the window. I do not have enough to use for a whole window, but we might, or I might cut off a little bit because there is a tiny little gap in the window right now. The length of the rubber seal was not quite enough for the window that I'm using it on. So there's a little gap and I filled it with this black sticky stuff and I forgot the name of it right now. I'm gonna write the name in the video. But yeah, it's this black sticky stuff that you can use instead of silicone. It's really neat, but it's also very sticky. So I think that part actually was watertight, and what's not watertight is down here. And this is what we're gonna fix by cutting the window to size. And I was thinking that I could just take the plexiglass out, cut a little bit off of the bottom, and then put it back in. But I think maybe I should do it properly, which would mean that I would have to take out the window and the rubber seal and then actually measure how much I should take off of the window pane. Let's just start by taking out the window and then see where life takes us. This is the window in question. It is bending in a little bit right here. I wonder if it means that this is the place where it's too big, or if it's just all too big, but it feels like it's sitting in there pretty snugly right here. This is not going to be a tutorial on how to change windows. I'm just gonna quickly go over what I'm gonna do. Up here is where the big seal, I don't know, the actual seal goes around, and this is where that meets. So on the opposite side is where the little noodle that goes inside there, where that meets. And this is what we're gonna have to take out first. That's gonna relax the whole system, and then we can take out the window pane. And you could use a screwdriver to do that, but you know, that would be way too easy. So the nice thing about this black sticky stuff is it's like chewing gum almost. Like you can take it off and then reuse it. and it sticks to itself. That's the big idea behind that, but it also just never stops sticking, at least in my experience. It's just always sticky. Okay, so with the inner noodle gone, we can now loosen the window. I'm really gonna try hard not to break the window pane. If I did that, I would not be happy. Okay, here's the window. Can you see how sticky this is? I'm hoping to see where I cut off not enough. Okay, you just have to trust me that over here everything is fine, right? Let's focus on this part, because then you can see if I have an equal distance between the window and the boat, I have almost no distance right here. Can you see how close that is? And I think that's why it bent to the inside, or alternatively to the outside. But it needed space to fit this corner in. So I'm gonna take off this corner, not completely obviously. And I guess that's the reason why you should always do things properly and not just go by a gut feeling. I'm gonna round off this corner a little bit, and then we're gonna try again. I'm gonna eyeball it to around 4 millimeters. I think I know what I'm doing. I don't know. No, I think I do. Let's find out. This is the corner that I need to round, so I'm gonna cut off this much. Okay. And now something that you want to consider when you cut plexiglass, not that I'm a big plexiglass cutting professional, but I have cut plexiglass in the past and things have gone wrong, so here's me just telling you what not to do. When you cut it, you don't want a big piece hanging off on the other side that can fall off, because when the piece that is not attached anymore, once you cut it, gets too heavy for the little piece of plastic left to hold it up, it's gonna crack. And when it cracks, it can splinter this part of the plastic, or even like break off an entire piece. If I cut off a bigger piece, then I would want either another person holding the piece that's gonna come off, or stabilize it some other way, maybe using tape or a chair, something. Just make sure that you don't break your plastic accidentally. And another piece of information that I can tell you now that I didn't want to tell you before I tried it out myself. Last time I did the windows, I bought a saw blade that was specifically made for plexiglass, or just plastics, I guess. And I did not have my own jigsaw with me, so I had to use my dad's. And he had a normal saw blade for wood. So I just went to the hardware store and I asked them for a saw blade that can cut plexiglass. And he told me that they don't have any plexiglass cutting saw blades, even though that's where I bought it last time. And he said there are no plexiglass cutting saw blades. And I'm pretty sure that if I had told him that I have one at home, he would have told me that I don't know what I'm talking about. So I didn't say anything. He said just use the one that you use for wood. It's gonna work. And, you know, because driving back to Munich is not really an option right now, this was my only option, and it worked out. This is not me saying that you should use wood cutting saw blades for cutting plexiglass. I'm just saying maybe if you're in a pinch like I am not right now, it might work. Look at how clean this came out. I'm gonna sand it a little bit and then I'm gonna try it out, see if it fits. And if it does, then we're gonna go upstairs and fit the new window plate back into the old window. So I tried out the window pane, it seems to fit. First thing first is we have to put the seal back around the frame. This thing has an outside and an inside, and obviously I forgot to remember or write down which one was which, but I can still tell that the way it's bent. This is the outside and this is the inside. The main difference is the width of this gap. This gap is obviously as thick as your window pane, and this gap is as wide as your boat. Wow, it's getting hot. Let's just get this done. Now, to get the window in there, you need something to lubricate everything. I'm just using a sponge and soapy water. And this is the part that I love, when you just don't know where to start and how to get that stupid window in this stupid seal. I'm not having fun, just stating that. I cut off a little more. Let's see if it works now. It's looking good from here all the way around to here. And then this is being not very cooperative. We can get there. We can do it. My neighbor just decided to start mowing the lawn, but I did it. Look at this. A beautiful window, and it fits. I'm gonna put in the inner noodle, this one. This shouldn't be as much of a pain as the first step was. Almost done. I've put in the window. It doesn't go in anymore. It stays where it's supposed to be. And now the good news. I guess through being exposed to the elements, the rubber has stretched. So there's no gap up here anymore. It's just nice and closed. And also the middle noodle is a lot longer than it's supposed to be. I mean, I'm gonna cut this off because obviously I don't need it that long. I'm so pleased. It fits perfectly. This has been on my mind since I first put in the new windows, which was 2021, I think, maybe 2020. I can't even remember. It's been on my mind for so long, and now I finally dealt with it and I did it by myself. So if I can do something like this, you can do it too, whatever it is. Obviously within the limitations of your body. As I said before, there are things that I'm physically not strong enough to do that I need help with. But if it's just a matter of perseverance and planning and having the right equipment, then you can do it too. And I mean, worst case, you might have to redo it, just like I just did. As feasible as it was in the end, I do hope that I don't have to do this again within the next 5 years. All I have to do now is empty the bilge again, which is fine. Today I will gladly do it because I have finished this project that I have been dreading for years. I don't think I'm going to show you how I empty the bilge. I did that last video, so if you want to see that, it's just gross and not very eventful. So thank you for following me. If you're still here, thank you for staying on the video for so long. I can't believe that there are more people than just my immediate family and friends and colleagues following me by now. Okay, and I think my neighbor is deciding that this is the end of my video because... oh, now he's quiet. Okay, this is where I'm gonna end the video. I will see you again soon, probably in like 3 weeks, because in 2 weeks I'm gonna take her back out in the sea, on the sea, I wish. Or no, I don't wish, on the lake. And once she's on the lake, I will tell you all about what I didn't film 2 years ago when she was on the lake already, because you might have noticed that she has a license plate, she has a name now. That all happened 2 years ago in 2022. I'm gonna go into that, so if you're interested in that, then watch my next video. And yes, I will see you soon. Bye.